Greetings, friends. Just think, we are on a roll with wonderful Sundays, beginning with Pentecost and then Holy Trinity last week, and now Corpus Christi, the body and blood of our Lord Jesus Christ. All of these are so thick with theological importance, and I would like to express to you how radical Corpus Christi is, the body and blood of Christ being divine, the Holy Eucharist. We're ingesting God's body and blood. I mean, this is huge. And a lot of people feel uncomfortable with this, and I'll tell you why. Because we have become in our culture thoroughly Gnostic. Look it up. It starts with a G. G silent. Okay, Gnostic. What is Gnostic? Well, it's really a loose word for a philosophical system that basically has two parts. So the first one is that evil is as natural as good in this world. And the best thing we can hope for is an equilibrium in the force. Like if there's a disturbance in the force, like in Star Wars, then that's bad. Okay, maybe a war, so on and so forth. But the whole gist of it is that evil's natural. It evolves right along with the good. And the second thing is that matter, which may or may not be evil, is at least inferior to the spiritual and to the intellectual. And what happens in our mind and is more important than our physicality. Well, Corpus Christi flies right in the face of Gnosticism. First and foremost, Jesus offers his own body and blood to God the Father and for our redemption from sin. Sin's not natural. Matter of fact, there would be no death if it wasn't for sin. There is such a thing as evil. And it's not good. It's not even essential to creation. It's something that came upon it. Like a cancer. Okay? And the second thing we need to know is that Jesus offers himself to us. Because with every sacrifice in the ancient world, there was always a feast. Check out Leviticus 1-7 sometime. You'll see that sacrifices were opportunities for a communal meal that involved God, the priest, and a peace offering that the people would come together. And this communion happened when there has been restitution, when there's been redemption, and that we can, with God, live in peace. So, we don't cringe with the fact that the Eucharist becomes the actual body and blood of Christ. What could be more earthy than body and blood, right? And Gnosticism revolts against that. And it's permeated our culture. And so, this Corpus Christi, let us embrace the fact that Jesus said, "This is my body. This is my blood." There's no room for symbolic interpretation, especially in John chapter 6. For my body is bread. No kidding. And my blood is drink. No joke. That's how I translate that verse in John 6, because that's what it's saying. So, the Gospel of John was written to counteract a proto-Gnosticism that was taking form at the beginning of Christianity. And we have to be aware of this and embrace the truth of how good nature is, because Jesus became incarnate into it and has redeemed it. Have a happy Corpus Christi. I want to take this opportunity to thank Deacon Mike for serving here over all these years. It's been a pleasure working with Deacon Mike at the altar, and we see that he's been called elsewhere to St. Peter's in Liberty Town, and I know that I will miss him and Kim. They're great people, and we wish them God's best as they venture out in this new direction. God bless.